Oh, you're in for a real treat.
If we can dream it, then we can do it. Yes, we can, yes, we can.
Hang on to them hats and glasses, 'cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hey Disney fans, come join the fun. Corey and Lawrence, the magic's begun. From the parks to the stories we adore, let's dive into the magic. There's so much more. It's the DIZPod, where dreams come true. With Corey and Lawrence, we'll explore with you. We entertain and teach every step of the way. With stories and facts, we brighten your day. From Disney history to tips and tricks, we've got the magic mix that always clicks. It's the DIZPod, where dreams come true. With Corey and Lawrence, we'll explore with you. Feel the magic, the joy and the cheer. Together we'll make memories year after year. The DIZPod, the DIZPod, let's all sing along. With Corey and Lawrence, the magic's never gone. Bringing joy to your day in every way. In the DIZPod, where the magic's here to stay.
You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
Hello and welcome, everyone, as we approach 100 episodes. It'll be here before you know it, Lawrence. We are live here. We do this live because we do it for you in chat. And we also do it for all those who want to listen or can only listen at their convenience, whether it is right here on Living in Diz or at the DIZPod on YouTube or Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and Apple. Welcome, everyone. Tonight's episode is about Abu Dhabi. Why would we be talking about Abu Dhabi?
Running out of stuff to talk about?
Did you ever think that we would be talking about not only Abu Dhabi, but Disney and Abu Dhabi? Wow. Anybody that says they am not that surprised by this are lying. You're a big, fat liar.
Look, I was just waiting for my date for Disney Starlight, right? And it's always the middle of the week, typically, when you get announcements from Disney, big announcements. So, I saw that they posted something, and I go to look, and it's Abu Dhabi. Brand new park in Abu Dhabi. Not, hey, we're going to start the parade on the 6th. Nope.
Nope. We're just going to give you
Unbelievable.
this. Random. So I have speculation on that. I was going to say, couldn't Disney hold on to this until D23? Well, what's happening soon around these parts?
Yep.
We have to try to up someone, right? We have to try to put one up on someone,
Mm-hmm.
which is a little park down the street called Epic.
So I think it's
is
even
there a
bigger
big
than Epic,
splash?
though. Because you have Epic opening this month, right? People have been able to go to previews of the park, see it. Then on top of that, Universal announced a park in the UK. So that's two big things that they've got on Disney right now. So Disney needed to slap them back and say, okay, watch what we can do.
That is a big okay watch because I don't care. Listen, why do I have to justify everything I say first? I get that from my mom. She'll be like, she wants to praise me 100% about something, and she goes, "Listen, I love you and your brother and your sister equally, but man, you killed it last night." And I do the same thing with my kids. It's, everything's got to be equal, no matter what it is. So, listen, I love, we're pass holders for everything. Well, not SeaWorld, but we're pass holders for the major parks here. Universal, Islands, Disney World. We love them both, but I just have to say, Disney just still does everything better. They still do everything better. They're even Epic. There's something missing about, as great as those attractions are and how much we do love it. What's the magic that's missing at those parks? There's a little bit of magic that's missing. The rides are great, yes, but just everything Disney does is just better. That's my opinion. And even this park, I think of this because the park you mentioned in the UK, I haven't seen any details on it. I don't even know if they revealed any artwork on it, concept art or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it is not even going to hold a candle to Abu Dhabi. What say you?
You know, I think you hit the nail on the head. Excuse me. I think what's missing, if I had to speculate, was that connection. Right? When I walk into Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios, they're fun. They're fun parks. Absolutely. Enjoyed. Catherine, myself, and Dana went that time. We had a great time. I've been there with you and the family. We had a great time. I think it's a connection. When you see Festival of Fantasy Parade, when you see Happily Ever After, when you see Luminous, when you see Aurora, when you see Belle in the parks meeting, there's a connection there. I feel like the difference is that we all get that feeling, that connection to those characters and those stories when we walk through a Disney park. And I don't think we get that with Universal.
Yes, and this is something that's always been there in my mind about this, right? And what it really boils down to is Universal doesn't have properties like Disney, right? They're not embedded. They have to go out and they have to use other properties to make a park. And I think that's always been the downfall of them. So you know what I would do? You know how I would fix that? And it would, because of the memories you're not talking about memories mostly that you made last year or 10 years ago. You're talking about memories you made 30 years ago.
Right.
You know, most people, when you attach to that stuff, it's a lot further back. So how Universal can maybe fix that problem is to, if you're the CEO, if you're the guy making the decisions and signing off on these projects for movies, you got to lean back a little less. I mean, still do and I don't even know if that's a Universal picture, but I mean, you got Jurassic Park. That's great. You can do theme park stuff with that. But they just don't have enough movies that they can turn over as properties in the parks. I would start a division that is park focused. Like, we know Universal needs a revamp in a lot of areas. I would say we need to come up with scripts and stories that are ours and that we can make multiple movies of them and we can put these attractions in the parks. I think that's how you try to catch Disney a little bit, because their Imagineers in Epic and all that have done a fantastic job. They do a great work. They did great work on the theming. I'm always super impressed by them too. It's that magic and that connection. You got to make the movies that people can see and they love the movie, and now they can go and enjoy a land or an attraction in the parks. And maybe they're on their way to doing this, or maybe this is just coincidence, but How to Train Your Dragon gets released soon in the movies, live action. And then you can go out and enjoy Isle of Berk and Epic.
Universal Studios back in the beginning, and you've seen those retro shirts. You know, the pink, the green, the orange. That was the original feeling of Universal Studios, and it was ride the movies, right? You could ride Jaws, you could King Kong, Back to the Future.
All Universal movies.
Yes. Yeah. And now you get Fast and the Furious.
You got to look at things, right? You had to know that wasn't going to be a popular thing to do in the parks. You can't do a Fast and Furious land. We know that. You can't do that. I think if they were to do something like that with Fast and the Furious, it should have been a roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would have been cool.
Yeah,
I think that would've been
that
cool.
would have done very well. I mean, as old as Rip Ride Rocket is over there, it does very well,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
which will probably be going away soon. And I think, could there be? Am I starting a rumor? I just feel like somewhere maybe I heard that maybe that becomes a Fast and Furious coaster.
I
When
think
that
that's a
comes down.
rumor. I don't think they've announced anything about it other than it's closing.
Yeah, nothing official.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I did put a poll in chat for those of you watching live. If you have visited an international Disney park, let us know in chat, or if you plan to, or if you have no desire to visit an international park, let us know, because we're talking about Abu Dhabi tonight. And a couple weeks ago, we would not have been talking about Abu Dhabi. Was it 2 weeks? 2 weeks ago, we got the announcement. Like,
And we had no subject. We're usually well planned ahead on the podcast, and this happened to be a week where we had nothing planned. And you were like, "Let's just talk about Abu Dhabi." All right, it's current. It's current.
That's right. So, again, Disney, I'm waiting for my date for Starlight. I know it's not going to be the 3rd or 4th. We know that. If you make it the 6th, I'll be very happy.
We know it's going to be the 6th. Lawrence is going to stream it. I'm going to not watch from home. And
that's going to be... I cannot imagine you having 6 TVs in front of you and not watching that parade that night. Oh, that would drive me crazy. I'd be in the same position as you, not watching it, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I know. And it's the first night parade in a long time. I won't rule me out going. But that's a tough day though. It's a tough day though too. We don't know when we'll be in town for Jacob.
True.
And I don't think Tammy wants to hang around Orlando. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It remains to be seen, or it may not. It may not happen. Hopefully, it's a problem we have to deal with.
Right. I mean, I remember when they opened the new Country Bears, and you streamed it, and I had to leave the studio because I was running the show, and I just left the studio. So,
yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
I couldn't imagine this parade that we've been waiting for so long. It is. Look, there was a new popcorn bucket today, right? Did you see the new popcorn bucket?
No.
Not here. Over there in Disneyland.
I did see it. Oh, my man has a popcorn bucket. He has a lot of popcorn buckets, but this could be his coolest popcorn bucket yet.
Yeah.
But Sharon Hecker raises a good point in chat, and she says, Disney has Mickey Mouse as a main character, but Universal doesn't have one. They try to. I don't know if they're trying to force it, but you have Minions. They kind of gave Shrek the shaft recently.
Yeah.
So they really don't have that character, and it just boils down to they don't have a history. They don't have good enough movies for a theme park, and they should really focus on that if they care.
Yeah. I mean, look, Walt and Roy did merchandising correctly, because that's essentially what this comes down to, is merchandising. And you had that story for the last 100 years now of Mickey and Minnie, and it just continued to grow and grow and grow, but it stayed around Mickey and that feeling that you got. And so I think that's what it was. Whereas with Universal, like you said, you have Minions, you have Harry Potter, you have Shrek, you have Jurassic Park. What's that key core element of the park? There really isn't one. It's very broken up. Then you got Marvel hanging out over there.
Yeah, I know. And even if you were like, okay, we're going to really force Harry Potter and he's going to be the icon, not everybody loves Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of everybody loves Mickey.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a good point that I think even what we're seeing now with Epic, where they opened up previews to the general public, which I didn't think was going to happen. I think that's a very telling story for them to, I'll say have to, because I'm assuming that it's that they had to do that. to keep the park full because everybody that was an annual pass holder seen it, that wanted to see it. And now how do they continue to fill the park up for the rest of these days?
Yeah.
It's the public.
Oh, I'm on the air now. You can see it.
Yes.
I'm on the air. I had the cameras turned for the Zoom call, so
Oh, right.
I hadn't fixed it yet.
So we did a little bit of research and came up with some facts about Abu Dhabi. I mean, how many of you know a lot about Abu Dhabi? I know some of it. I know at one point they had more cranes. They had the most amount of concentrated cranes anywhere in the world.
I'm thinking you're not thinking birds. You're thinking of like the crane in near Big Thunder Mountain. So
Yes.
or the crane near Astro Orbiter.
Yes,
So
that one came from Abu Dhabi. Yeah. No, it's
I was gonna say, did it?
they had so much building going on there at one time. They had the majority of the world's cranes. It was insane. And you look at some of the pictures of Abu Dhabi and you can tell that they're very much into pushing the envelope. And so to see Disney go there, I think it makes a lot of sense. You know, you see these trackless rides that we have. You see the new Frozen Land where you get the better projection of Elsa and Anna, you know, continue to move the story forward. However, they some of those rides will have animatronics, according to the pictures and according to what they've said. So I think it's going to be a really well done mix of technology, old school, and still giving you that connection.
Yeah, it's possible that a lot of it may be a template or modeled after Tokyo Disneyland.
Yes. Yes.
Is what I heard.
So how many of you watching live in chat got excited about Abu Dhabi? You know, there were I was on Facebook and there were quite a few negative comments about it. One was that they were saying it was going to be very expensive because the area is very expensive.
That's what I'm hearing. So if Abu Dhabi is pushing to be the top destination for vacationers, well, maybe they don't have control over the airlines because that may be part of it. But you would think that they'd want to make things a little bit more affordable so that people can do this. I was only aware of what Abu Dhabi was trying to do a few months ago, and I don't know how I stumbled upon this, but we were just kicking around in the living room one night, and I was flipping around YouTube, and I came across this new resort in Abu Dhabi that's on the water with these pods. It was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just getting started. Like this couple did a video on it, so a vlog, and we watched it. And I think it was just like them and maybe a couple other people at the entire resort. That's how new it was.
Oh, wow.
And they wanted to try it. So it's not like they were invited out. They paid for it.
Yeah.
And did it. But that's where I learned that Abu Dhabi is looking to really throw their hat in the ring as one of the top vacation destination. But what's interesting about that, right? I don't know anybody that has ever said to me, "Oh, we're going to Abu Dhabi for vacation." Oh, what are you going to check out? Well, we're going to go check out Ferrari World, Warner Brothers World, Yas Marina Circuit, Formula One, and the Yas Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all big theme parks. I never heard of them until we did a deep dive on this before.
I had heard of maybe Warner Brothers World, I think. But I'll give you an
Formula
idea.
One, because I think we covered
Formula
roller coasters.
One. Oh, yes, when we did fastest rides,
yeah,
roller
I
coasters.
feel like
Yeah,
Formula One had something to do with that.
yeah. Well, that would make sense. So I pulled up SeaWorld's pricing. So SeaWorld, Warner Brothers, Yas Water World, and Ferrari World. You can buy tickets because they're all owned by the same company.
And will this company be the one developing Disney?
Yep. All owned by the same company. So,
and I think that Disney's in good hands with that because they've proven that, they could do state-of-the-art attractions.
That's right. So I pulled it up on SeaWorld's website. A 2-day or a 2-park ticket is $475
For one person.
for one person.
400 for a 2-day. On an expensive day here, what are you talking? Let's say maybe 175 a day. So do that quick math. What is that? 350? So it's close.
However, that is not in US dollars. That's in Emirate dollars. When you convert it to US dollars, it's $129 for a 2-day ticket.
Ho! Stephanie Keel said that she considered teaching over there because they pay so well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That says a lot about the education system in the country.
I know. Tim Rose says Disney's not building this new park. Yep. Disney's basically franchising themselves out like McDonald's. That's how that works. And Disney should do more. I mean, if I was Disney and this is working out, go to another country. Have somebody build it. You just oversee it.
Yep.
Your name is on
Imagineering will be building it, but they are not financing it. This is a phenomenal deal for Disney.
Yeah.
Phenomenal deal
I would
for
go
Disney.
for more. I would go for more, and you wouldn't be saturating the market because there are so many people out there that can't come to the U.S., but maybe it's easier for them to go within their country somewhere.
Correct.
So I say, if I were Disney, I would make that in our future plans as well. Chelina, who I've never seen that name in chat, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Living in Diz. Says usually you hear of people going to Dubai for vacation. I always assumed Abu Dhabi was more of a business destination.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. That whole region, not a place that you or I would think about going to vacation, but it is definitely becoming a tourist location, way more so than any other export they're looking to do. They just found oil in that region in like 55, I think it was. So they didn't even know, it was just like a fishing community before they hit oil. And then they found oil, they went into that, and now they've shifted to tourism.
Quick fun fact, I knew the Prince of United Emirates back 30 years ago. How about that? I know. I have a lot of random cool things. I knew. Wait, was he the prince? I'm sorry. No. I met the princess. Rode the elevator with her security guards. Yeah. While she was on a hospital gurney.
Wow.
Yeah. That's life of working at Boston Hospital. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of them come over and do some orthopedics on them. So, yeah. The guy I was talking about he was actually like the Michael Jordan of soccer over there. Couldn't walk down the street. Like super huge. Biggest name in soccer over there.
Very cool.
Yeah. Can't remember his name, though. I made him cry, though. Poor guy. Yeah, he tore his knee, ACL rehab. We had to get that motion, so.
Ouch.
He wasn't a tough guy. He wasn't very tough. I have to say that. But just a little side note. So, okay, where were we on this?
So I had just pulled up some facts about Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. I see them there, and they only have 1.5 million residents over there.
Yeah. Very
Doesn't seem like much.
No. However, that is just Abu Dhabi, so that is a city. But when you think about New York has 8-9 million now.
Yeah.
So it's the capital of United Arab Emirates, and it's the largest of the 7 Emirates. Their language is Arabic, but English is widely spoken. So when I think about, like, when we show rides in the post show from international parks, you don't get that same connection if I put on a ride from, Tokyo or something like that, because you don't get what they're saying. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, but, not really. So here, I think you're going to find that the characters, the cast members are speaking English. So I think that that's going to help make more of a connection to the guests that are there. Islam is the official religion.
How about we touch on dress code? So I'm assuming, is this a spot where women are not allowed to dress like our women? And you got to imagine they've got to be lax on that for tourists.
I would think so. So we had pulled up some rides to show for the post show last week that were all out there, and it looked pretty normal.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty normal because they understand there are other religions and other cultures. So, you're not going to be expected to that their religion would dress.
Yeah, that would be a little crazy.
So yeah, it's been investing heavily in tourism, renewable energy, and finance so that it is not dependent on oil. Some of the biggest attractions out there are right in Yas Island, which is where this is going. So I'm excited to see that. How about it has a Falcon hospital, Corey?
A Falcon hospital?
Yeah.
Like, does that mean they have a lot of falcons in their country? And
it is the world's largest and most advanced hospital dedicated to falcons.
Okay, I wasn't off the mark there. Their climate is definitely desert weather. Very hot summers and mild winters. Sounds like here.
Yeah.
And they can get as hot as 104 in the summer.
Yeah.
What's going to be great about this too, though, is this is going to be more like Orlando, because I would say most people that go to the new Disney park, which is not named yet, that they're going to take it. I'd be like, okay, let's go to Warner Brothers. Let's go to Ferrari. Let's hit all the parks.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be pretty cool to be able to go. Warner Brothers looks, I mean, if you grew up in the 90s, we had Looney Tunes shirts were all around. The Warner Brothers stores were just as popular as the Disney stores. So yeah, I would totally, I would make that a 2-week vacation. I mean, depending on how big the Disney World park is, or Disneyland park.
Well, I think that you're going to be able to easily make the Disney park a week long. You could make it 10 days, and listen. This is how you plan it. This is how you plan it right here. It is going. I talked about this quick in the park the other night. What makes me even more excited about this park is you're combining two of what Tammy and I's vacations have ever been, which is you could pose the question from year to year. Where do you want to go this year? Do you want to go to a Disney park, or do you want to go to a Caribbean beach resort? Not Caribbean beach resort, a Caribbean beach resort, Jamaica, Bahamas, whatever. You got to choose. If you're going to go once, you've got to choose one or the other. When you go to Abu Dhabi, I don't even know if this is even in the concept art yet, but what I thought of quickly was you can actually they're going to build. How do you not do this? They're on beautiful oceanfront property. So how do you not build resorts right on the beach and now you've got this beautiful resort where you can spend a lot of time, and there'll probably be restaurants around there, and you can enjoy your time there. You can probably paddleboard and snorkel and all the water fun that you can find at typical Caribbean resorts. You can do that, on a particular day or two. Then you go into the park later at night. I just see an amazing vacation doing that if you can get there. It's a total combination of those two things that a lot of people love.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. It's certainly a destination you can certainly break it up. And they've said it's going to be a very unique resort. Yeah, Stephanie Keel says they changed the desert into 5-star. Truly did. Truly did.
And you wonder if this works, if this will inspire Disney. I don't know what other possible locations they could do this with, but it would be something that I would look at for them to maybe try again, because it's a combination of two great things.
Where in the U.S. could Disney build another resort? Theme park resort?
I always go to Texas because it's midway. You don't want to go the middle of the country. I think of weather. You have a better chance of being year-round and comfortable in a place like Texas. So I always go right to Texas. I don't really know if their waterfront is beautiful, but even if you don't do waterfront, I think Texas is the spot to do it.
Yeah, I would say so. Because I'm kind of going. I said, oh, well, what about Colorado? No, that's not going to be year round.
Oh no, that would never work.
Not going to be year round.
People would be like losing oxygen for the elevation and all this other stuff. I think Texas is the hands down number one spot. Sharon Hecker says Hawaii. Let's go. Let's go, Sharon. Yes. I mean, Alani is already there. That is something. Disney could occupy quite a bit of one of those islands if you built a beautiful park. They could do so much. You could even build some things spread around the island, right? A couple more resorts.
Yep.
Whatever. Shopping centers, your downtown Disney's. That's a great one, Sharon. New Jersey says 86 JB. Boston. Hey, I'm
Six
from
Flags,
there.
Great Adventures is in Jersey. Stephen Tony said North Carolina. There have been rumors about that for a long time.
I think it's too close. It's just way too close to Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dallas or DC? DC, I don't think there's enough room to do it right in DC.
Paul Ingalls suggested Virginia, Disney America. There was a plan to do that.
There was.
And it still gets cold there, but I guess the weather isn't as doesn't get as cold as your Massachusetts or
No,
New York.
I mean you get snow, but no, it doesn't get as cold as up north. They're also losing their Six Flags America. That park is closing at the end of this season.
Palm Bay says that I have not checked out Vero Beach. Suggests checking out Vero Beach Resort.
Palm Bay also said, hopefully this will not come out of the budget of all new things they're doing around the world at Disney parks. Nope. They're not. Disney's not funding at all. So I would not worry about that at all. And in fact,
but I imagine they're getting money from it. So
yeah, in fact, it has the opposite effect because the licensing agreement is going to be very lucrative for Disney. So it could only fuel more. Because the first thing I thought when they first announced it, right, was they had talked about all this money that they were going to spend in the parks. Was it $10 billion? I think. Yeah. And I'm like,
don't they have to? Like they have to spend it. It's not even right.
Yeah.
They can committed to it, like they have to.
And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, there goes a big chunk of that. And then when I heard that they were funding it, I said, okay, well, now we don't have to worry about that money. Plus, you're getting money back from them to fuel some of these other projects. So no, we're in good shape.
Yeah, and Bob Iger, right? He said that this is going to take 2 years just to develop and design the park. So you probably won't see groundbreaking. I mean, maybe they clear land, but you're not going to see anything being constructed, I believe, for a couple of years if that's the case. And then from there, it'll take 5 more years to actually complete it. So
I don't think
you're
so.
talking about.
I think it's going to be done before that.
You think it's going to be quicker?
If you have watched the way they work out there,
Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be quicker.
it'll be quicker. Absolutely.
Let's hope
Yeah. Okay, so let's give you some other interesting facts about Abu Dhabi. They have gold ATM machines where you can withdraw gold bars and coins from.
I'm going to get some gold bars.
There was we've talked about one of these movies. There were two parts of 2 movies were filmed there in the desert of Abu Dhabi. One was Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Didn't know that, or if I did, I forgot. And Fast and Furious 7.
And Fast and Furious 7. There's your tie back to the greatest ride in any theme park.
Right? Disney and Universal have dipped their toes in Abu Dhabi.
Their weekend is Friday and Saturday, not Saturday, Sunday.
Isn't
Very
that
interesting.
interesting?
Sunday is the start of the work week. And turtles nest right on the beaches. You go there, you see some stuff you've never seen before.
Yeah.
So that's kind of some quick facts about Abu Dhabi. And let me show you a little bit of information about the park. I asked some friends to make a video for all of you. So we'll take a look at that.
One of my buddies. For real.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
In Disney's 102-year history, there have been many defining moments and countless achievements. Today, we celebrate another thrilling moment, the creation of a spectacular new Disney theme park resort coming to Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi is a place where heritage meets innovation, a place where we preserve our past while designing the future.
Bringing a Disney theme park resort to Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, marks a historic milestone in our journey as a global family destination.
The 7th Disney theme park resort destination represents a new frontier in theme park ambitions. Our resort in Abu Dhabi will be the most advanced and interactive destination in our entire portfolio. The location of our park is incredibly unique. It's anchored by a beautiful waterfront, which will allow us to tell our stories in completely new ways. Ultimately, this project will be a celebration of what's possible when creativity and progress come together.
What we are creating with Disney in Abu Dhabi is a whole new world of imagination, an experience that will inspire generations across the region and the world.
This collaboration represents a powerful fusion of Disney's unmatched legacy in storytelling and Mirar's commitment to bringing world-class entertainment to our guests.
Abu Dhabi's vision for the future is to create a legacy for generations to come.
Disneyland Abu Dhabi will be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati. An oasis of extraordinary Disney entertainment at this crossroads of the world. It will bring to life our timeless characters and stories in many new ways, becoming a source of joy and inspiration for the people of this vast region to enjoy for generations to come.
So I don't know about you guys, but I see that I get excited for what that park is going to be, but also they're going to do stuff in that park. And this is why I think all of us should be excited for it. They're going to do stuff in that park that they then go, okay, that's our next thing here in Florida. That's our next thing here in California. That worked out so well, we're bringing it to these parks. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's a great outlook on that for sure. Testing grounds. Let's push the envelope over there. Let's do some things that haven't been done. And Disney has history of that. You know, if something works, sometimes it makes its way into another park.
Yep.
So that's something definitely to be excited and hopeful for.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you look at Tron, right? They did Tron and they brought it here and it's done well. Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, all these rides that we know and love were tried and expanded. And so I think like, I look at the Beauty and the Beast ride that we saw. Where was that? I can't remember which park that was in.
Tokyo.
Was it Tokyo? I see that and I'm like, bring that here. We have trackless rides, but our trackless rides don't do half the stuff that Beauty and the Beast ride did. Bring it here.
I would love that. As much as I love the Beauty and the Beast stage show, if you want to take that space and put the Beauty and the Beast ride in there, I'm all for it.
There's just so much that can be done. And I think that a place like Abu Dhabi will push the envelope so far that we all over here are going to benefit from it. I really do.
You know where you could put that ride? I don't know size specifications, but if it was possible, you could wipe out Storybook Circus area and put that Beauty and the Beast ride.
I'm ready for that to go.
I've been ready for that to go for a long time. Since Jillian stopped playing in the water, in the sprinklers, we've been ready for that to go.
Just bring back Toontown.
It might be the biggest waste of space in any Disney park in the world. Is that an understatement or an overstatement?
You know how Finley loves scavenger hunts? We still haven't done the Smellephants.
Smellephants?
Still haven't done
Smellephants.
it.
I smelled some of them on the way by. It was cute. It was fun. I mean, they're doing what they can in that space, but that space is got to go for sure.
Is it a straight expansion? Let's say they announce they're getting rid of that. Is it a straight expansion of Fantasyland? Because it is technically Fantasyland. So is it a straight expansion of Fantasyland or is it something else?
What do you mean? Like, do they go across the board and start wiping out some other things?
That whole area, does it become more Fantasyland or does it become its own thing?
Oh, I just think it becomes more Fantasyland, and you add Beauty and the Beast, that ride, and then if you have more space, I don't know how much you would have left. You could you could do one of two things, because we've been calling for a total revamp of Tomorrowland. Those two come together like in an L shape.
Yeah.
You could expand Tomorrowland or you could expand Fantasyland and bring it down a little bit. They can meet each other. There's enough space. There might be enough space on Tomorrowland Speedway to kind of meet halfway and do two attractions. So.
Sharon just said Tom Sawyer's Island needed to go years ago as well. I don't disagree with you, Sharon, but there are a lot of people that we would get hate mail for that. But then go ask those same people, when do you go over there?
Right. They don't.
They don't go.
When's the last time you rode? When's the last time you rode the Liberty Bell? You know.
They don't. I'm not saying it's not pretty to look at, and I've done both the Liberty Bell and Tom Sawyer Island.
Yep.
But how many people go over there?
I'll never forget the time I was walking through. You might remember this. Some listening or watching might remember this too. I was walking one night through I'm going blank, not Adventureland, Frontierland. And this is all when like they announced that the shooting gallery was going away. I just stopped dead in my tracks. I says, come on, people. Don't even try to put up a fight or complain that the shooting gallery is going away because no one is missing that. No one. If you established something with your dad 30, 40 years ago, yeah. But you know what? Come on. It's time to go. It'll live in your memories.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to complain about anything Disney does. And then they get hypocritical because
go ahead.
They don't want Walt wouldn't have done this. But maybe Walt would have done it because Walt always talked about changing. The parks would never be done. So if the parks would never be done, who knows? You got to play devil's advocate with that, right? That's kind of fun. Haunted Mansion could be gone. If Walt was living to 150 years old, Walt might have just been smoking a cigarette in Frontierland one night and said, you know what, boys? That's got to go. We got to do something else. It's had its run. Haunted Mansion's going to go. And then you know what you all would do? You would throw hate on Walt.
Yeah.
you would throw hate on Walt. Yeah. So we can't assume all the things that Walt did before. I even think maybe he'd be pressured by society, but Walt was a smoker. You might still have smoking areas in Disney World today, which I'm glad we don't. But just saying, Walt was a smoker. It's what killed him.
Go and look at Disneyland in the early days before Walt passed. How many times did it change? Disney World changed before he passed. He had
that would be interesting, right? Like what changed, what expanded in his time.
Even when he talked about Epcot, right? He's in that huge room and the big map of Epcot. And he even says everything in this room may change before it's built. He knew that things had to happen that way. You have a dream and then you've got to compromise. There were a lot of things. If you watch How Disney Built America, they talk about it when they start building Disney World, how things had to change because of the water and the natural path of the water and all that kind of stuff. So believe me, Walt would have changed your park very many times and you probably would have been mad at him, but things have to happen.
It's a good point, huh? No one's probably said that before. I had to say it.
The parks live on. The parks are a living, breathing thing according to Walt, which means they would have changed. Absolutely. So let me give you some Disneyland facts. This company, Myral, they will operate the park similarly to how Tokyo Disneyland is operated by Oriental Land Company. The park's castle will be the first ever modern castle. And you saw it in that video and you've seen it in images as to what the artist rendering looks like. Whose castle is it going to be?
I mean, when you look at it, my first impression was, oh, that's Elsa's castle. I mean, it looks sparkly and all that. But I heard another friend speculated that it's going to be like a generalized castle, and it's not going to be anybody's castle in terms of a princess.
Yeah.
I think the easy answer and the most appropriate answer really is Jasmine. I mean, they do say a whole new world awaits. I mean, you got to believe that Jasmine and Aladdin are going to be, the top characters there, most featured in certain ways. I'm sure
imagine you shooting fireworks from behind the castle there, and Jasmine's just walking around.
Yeah, right. Could probably watch fireworks from the beach.
Oh man! It is expected, according to Forbes, expected to open in 2030.
So that's 5 years from now.
That's 5 years from now. I do think that 2030, 2031 could happen. As you said, let's say that they take 2 years to develop it. I believe that the folks over there could get it done in 3 years. Number one, you're not tearing down anything, right? It's already there. The land's already bare. You're just building on it. So that, without having to tear anything down, that puts you in, excuse me, puts you in a great position. The name is just a placeholder, so it's not going to be called Disneyland Abu Dhabi, but it doesn't have a name yet. It's going to be the most modern, or very modern, and the most technologically advanced theme park. So to me, that says, what does it say to you? Most technologically advanced. What would you expect? And we could be way off, right? Because when they say most technologically advanced, it may not be in our brains.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not an Imagineer, so Jacob could probably expand on that answer better than me. I'm just talking about things I know already. I was already thinking about just more immersiveness, I guess, like better animatronics, better screens. What else can they do? We have the trackless rides. Maybe, and I don't even know how much better this is, but maybe you wear some 3D glasses in some of the experiences you have, through 3D. I don't know what else.
So, Eric D says that's fast because Galaxy's Edge took 5 years. But again, you had to tear down everything that was there in order to build it. And moving plumbing that's underground, that is an enormous task in itself. Taking out your footings for a building that's there to put in the correct footings for the next building. There's a lot that goes into that, believe me. So when it's bare and flat, it's a lot faster to build. So screens, yes. However, we see what they do with Rey in Rise of the Resistance. So maybe you see a lot more of that than you do these traditional screens, right? But even if you did Soarin', you're going to see a much higher def. That's SeaWorld. You probably don't know because you were still in the parks, but I showed SeaWorld Abu Dhabi. The screen that they use there is 23K.
Whoa.
And I'm not talking price, that's resolution.
I didn't know that existed, 23K.
Exactly.
Can we work on that? Can we broadcast in 23K?
All right, I'm dialing it up now. But that type of stuff, they're going to push the envelope. If everything was if every screen over there was in 8K, that is mind blowing. So yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of that holograms like you see on Rise. I'll even take 12K. I don't want to be greedy and go to 23K. It's going to be 12K.
When we were in the queue for Mario Kart at Epic, there is a screen there that it appears to be 3D without glasses. Like you look at it and you're like, wow, I'm looking at a 3D screen without. But I think, what that reminds me of, if anybody's familiar with the Switch, there were some games that you could play and you could switch it over to 3D. Some of the games. I think it was the Switch. It was a Nintendo product. You could switch it and play some 3D, have 3D effects without wearing glasses. That's kind of what it looked like to me.
86 says, one big thing, though, is that it gets hot over there in UAE. Oh, it does get hot over there. You know how we've joked about the Disney bubble in Florida?
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi will have a Disney bubble. The entire park is going to be indoors.
Yes, I was going to say that. Most of their stuff will be indoors to account for the weather.
No, well, they announced today the entire park is indoors.
Oh, they did? Oh, the entire will. Okay.
The entire park is going to be indoors. That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Rides don't go down for weather, for rain, for thunder, lightning. Your climate control. I don't know. I can't even imagine the AC bill, but your climate control over there. Well, actually, they look at renewable. They're big into renewable sources, so it's probably not even going to be. It's probably going to be all solar powered. That's a game changer. Because now that park. Now, I'm not saying getting there and getting into the park isn't going to be hot. But if you've been to Vegas, if you've been to North Carolina in August, we get pretty hot and humid. If you've been to Florida anytime during the summer, which runs from like April to November over there, it gets hot. So at least you're just doing that little travel and then you're right there. And again, let's not forget it's on the beach.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty cool.
It's on the beach. I don't know if it's a dry heat or a humid heat. I mean, what do deserts do normally? Probably a dry heat. Probably a dry heat. Because if you talk about places like Phoenix and all that stuff, they talk about a dry heat.
First time I went to Vegas, we flew, we get off the plane, we get our bags. It was for a work trip. And then they open the doors open to go outside to catch the shuttle. And he just smacks you in the face.
Yes, it does. JG in chat says, between the gold bars and AC, I am in.
I love it. I think it's going to be a very unique experience. We certainly have a long time to speculate. I'm sure there'll be a lot of announcements at the major D23s, But I got to be honest. I think it's a good time to be a Disney fan. I think there's a lot of stuff going on.
Lots of anticipation, right? So all this stuff is building up. If that, let's give them a little leeway. That opens in 6 years. What are we looking at for Villains Land and Cars? There's going to be a span of within a bubble of a year or two, maybe 2.5 years, where there's going to be a lot of stuff rolling out for Disney.
Yep.
Before right around the turn of the decade.
And then on top of that, you still have Epic Universe, and you still have the UK Universal Park right behind that. So it's a good time to be a theme park fan.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a time of. This is a time of innovation, not let's just sit back on our laurels and ride the wave. They're going to push the envelope a lot. Excuse me. So those of you in chat, let me ask you, what would you like to see a ride based on that's over there? I mean, we have the new Lion King ride that kind of looks like Splash Mountain going in Paris. We know we have the Beauty and the Beast ride, which I want over here. But I'm trying to think of some properties that we don't have rides based on that we might see.
This is just off the top of my head, so I wouldn't have a concept in my head, but I've always been pounding the drum for Rapunzel. I think Rapunzel deserves a ride.
Yep.
Just because that's probably one of Disney's best current films that doesn't get enough.
And she has a ride in a park. I can't remember what park, but she does have a ride in a park. Again, I would be okay with that ride coming over here because that does look like a very nice ride.
There you go.
In fact, we just saw Tangled the other day in the park. In our downtown park here, they do free movies every first Friday.
Oh, that's what you went to go see. Okay,
yeah,
fun.
And it was Tangled. It was fun. It's free. Had a good time. Good weather. 86 says, do you think it'll be one park or two? I think it's
just
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one. Yeah. As a kid, I always wondered why there wasn't another Disney World. Like, there's a lot of Disneylands. There's no Disney. There's only one Disney World.
I think it's because it's like a world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it has its own highways and there's more than one park.
Yep. Exactly. Roderick says
treasure planet with the tech and money. These would be great.
Okay.
Says Crockett. Mm-hmm.
I could see that. Aladdin flying carpet roller coaster. It'd be good with that. Eric, thank you. Eric D says Tokyo Disney Sea is the one with the Tangled ride.
Yeah,
Russell Fenn.
That Aladdin coaster, right? I mean, you could make a whole story out of that.
Mhm.
You know, you can hear the music, one step ahead of the hitman, blah blah
Oh,
blah,
yeah.
blah, you know, and you're going fast, and you know maybe you got some enemies grabbing at you and all that, you know, and
Yep.
then you go slow, then you come up, and you know maybe there's a starry sky around you, and you go slow for the the Jasmine and Aladdin song, A Whole New World. That's a little slow part, and then
Mhm.
maybe you get going again, and yeah, you could do something with that.
And are you I think you are, but are you good with roller coasters like that, like Hagrid's, where you've got the speed and then it slows down for you to look at the scenes and then it speeds up and it does other things and then it stops with a drop and that kind of stuff?
They are my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. I love a coaster that can tell a story.
Yep.
Hagrid's, the new, just can't remember names at Epic yet, but the new How to Train Your Dragon coaster is like that.
Is that
That tells a
Hiccups?
story. Hiccups.
Or
Yeah,
is
it
that
might be
something
Hiccups.
different? Okay.
I forget. I wrote it. But you know, I like those kind of coasters that tell stories, which is why The Mummy at Universal has always been one of my favorites.
Mm-mm.
That slows down multiple times, tells a story.
Yep.
It is so exciting. I mean, with all that said, with the storytelling and all that, that still might be my favorite coaster for what it does.
Okay.
You know, you get the story of the mummy, your soul is mine. And you know, to go in that room and all the statues pop up and fire all over
Yes.
you, and you go into the other room slowly. You barely make it in the room because the big stone door closes. You feel like Indiana Jones right there.
Mhm.
Then you see all the I don't know, I don't even know what those bugs are. Those huge bugs coming out of the wall and running all over the place, and then you dive into a fiery pit, and yeah, the whole room burns at the end. That is such a great ride.
Sharon says you can go into the cave where the lamp is. That's a good part too.
Yes. Yeah, right through the mouth.
Yeah.
Hiccup's wing glider. See, that confuses me. They need to name that something different. Hiccup's wing glider. I would name that the one that's on the arm and you go around and you work the wings and you can flip yourself in it. Why isn't that Hiccup's wing glider? This is just like Connections and Creations. We're gonna need to come up with something.
Make some sort of connection.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that they could do, especially as they push the envelope. You know, and we really just talked about princesses. We haven't even talked about Star Wars, Marvel.
They could really go off on Marvel over there and some Star Wars. Absolutely. They have free reign to do anything over there, I'm sure.
Yep.
A little bit of that. Yeah. You got to remain current, but for some reason, Fantasia jumped in my head. I mean, you get the right Imagineers on that. You could really do a cool Imagineer. I mean, Fantasia Dark Ride with all that great music.
JG wins comment of the night. They say Emperor's New Groove needs a ride. 100%
Are you a fan?
behind that. 100% behind that. Emperor's New
You're a big
Groove.
fan of that, huh?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
No,
And
I
then
saw
there's
that
your
once.
roller coaster. Or a
Ah.
free fall. Could be a free fall ride. You saw that
Yeah, you
once?
gotta put some drama. Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny.
I only saw that once.
Sharon says, do you think that they'll borrow elements of Epcot?
That's a great question. I don't think so. I mean, if she's talking about like a World Showcase kind of thing, no. I don't think they'll do that. And as far
Russell
as
Fountain.
attractions, what's
Go
that?
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, as far as attractions, you know, maybe you put a Soarin' over there, but make it better.
Mm-hmm.
Put the Soarin' over there that I've been hoping for years, where you combine it like Star Tours. You just don't know what your adventures are going to be. I don't think that would be very hard to do at all, even in our existing attractions here.
What about Soarin', but more like Flight of Passage? Just the visuals, the 3D, the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You Soarin' should be 3D.
Yeah.
Even if they change nothing else, and they were just like, yeah, it's 3D now. Okay.
Here you
Let's
go.
go.
Same movie, just 3D.
Yeah.
Ross
I'll
and
do
Found
it.
says it's 105 in Abu Dhabi, not Spirit Jersey weather. So yeah, if you don't buy Spirit jerseys in Orlando, you're certainly not buying them over there.
No. JG says, rewatch it, Corey. It's so good. I'll have to put that on my Disney list.
Mm-hmm. James
Maybe an
West
Iron Man
says
ride. James West.
Iron Man ride. I'm telling you this. There's so
Endless
much,
possibilities.
so much. I love it. I think we really, as Disney fans, I think this is probably not the ride, the park that we knew we needed. With as much as we're going to get here with Villains Land and Cars Land and Monsters Inc. Land, while they're all great, and then you have Tropical Americas. This, I think, is going to push the envelope so far that whatever's not being touched now in this next 5 years is now looking like, okay, we need to revamp this.
Mm-hmm.
Eric
T says, I always thought a land based off of Wakanda would be cool.
Mm.
Yeah, you could put a small area over there with that. Make some more Marvel stuff around it. Yeah.
So I'm excited. I hope you all are. I'm excited for multiple reasons. Do I see myself going there anytime soon? No, but never say never.
But 5 years from now, start saving now.
That's right. But
But
again,
you could start saving now.
Yeah. But again, you start looking at how could my brother Nick has been there. A couple years ago, he went there. But you start looking at what this park will bring to Disney as far as innovation. And I think we all absolutely win, no matter what your local park is.
Wow, Stephanie Keel had a great idea in chat. She says she's been checking out real estate in Abu Dhabi, and she says we should go in and buy a place and rent it out for future Disney park visitors.
All right, we're going to start talking about that now.
Yeah, get on that, Lawrence.
We're going to start talking about that now. Do you think if I get my North Carolina real estate license, it'll transfer over there? And no.
It might. I know at one point there was talk about, owning a, what do you call it? A Verbo type place there in the park.
It's still there. Still on the table.
Nick, we're talking about it. I was trying to get myself in on that. I'm in on that with you guys. If
still on the table for sure. Maybe if I sell the house over there in Abu Dhabi, they pay me in gold.
Yes, give me gold bricks.
So yeah, hopefully you're all excited. I am. We will obviously keep you updated on everything going on over there.
Yes.
As that park gets developed.
That's content for the next 5 years.
That's right. Minimum. Absolutely. Do you want to head inside the parks?
Sure can.
Disney's magic everywhere.
All right, so I should probably think about this segment before we go on, because I'm always like, okay, what did we do? I know we did Disney. We did Magic Kingdom on Wednesday, and then Saturday we did Epcot. So I don't know if anything stood out to you of mention, but if I'm just thinking about Saturdays was a great time. We had a great day. We did minimal. It was funny. Sometimes I get in this mood, and it just seemed right to do it on Saturdays, which was we actually, and if anybody's wondering, we live stream 2 times a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. We call them Wednesdays and Saturdays. And we recap it here on the podcast. We did some other things. We tried to get on Spaceship Earth, but Spaceship Earth was quite the long wait, and then it went down to start the stream. So we did things like Mission Space, which was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It had been a while. We had a good time doing that, and we tried some more foods. We were really excited for Tammy and Jacob to try the chocolate dessert in France, and they were less than impressed on that one.
But they did like the new menu at Communicore Hall, right? Didn't that menu flip over?
Yes, the menu flipped over there at Communicore Hall, and that stuff was good. We had like a tomato-based kind of salad without lettuce and all that. Had different styles of tomatoes, different kinds of tomatoes in there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably some kind of sauce that I can't really remember over there. But that was good. And I think we had some steak over there too. I could have pulled that menu up.
I thought you had some steak.
That was over in Communicore. What are they calling that? What are they calling Communicore?
Communicore Hall.
Does it have a different name?
No.
Is that how it's listed too?
Probably, although they probably list the restaurant that's in there first.
Okay.
Which I can't remember what it was.
But yeah, we tried 3 things there. Oh, they had the peach cobbler, which I would say if you like peach cobbler, you would have approved of that because that was good. That was really good. So had some good food there. And we saw John Cicada. Just things kind of slowed down towards the end of the night. So with kind of eating at Regal Eagle, and then there's just a little bit of time to kill. So we took in that show and enjoyed some Luminous and all that. But then we took everybody to on a whim. We weren't planning on it, but we decided to go to Springs, which was a lot of fun, and everybody got to see us do some speed shopping at fast-paced Disney Springs. Dipped into some cool places and saw a little bit of new merch, and tried some new flavors over there at Salt and Straw. If anyone ever comes down on vacation and you do Disney Springs, make Salt and Straw a priority on your list. I just think that's the greatest ice cream shop ever created. The menu that comes off of that restaurant, they have a constant menu, but they change the flavors, 5 new flavors every month. And they really, you want to talk about push the envelope. They really push the envelope on this stuff. I had a chocolate chili, which was amazing. You got the chocolate first and then that little bit of kick, a little bit of spice at the end. Ended up with a half a scoop of that and a half a scoop of the very creamy strawberry, which was very nice as well. And they know when you go to Salt and Straw, they don't just and they'll encourage you to try every single. If there's 25 ice creams on that menu, they don't mind if you try all 25. We usually try the top, the new 5, and there's always at the bottom like something that's limited or on its way out. We'll try those, and we might grab another one. So we might try like 7 or 8, and then we'll purchase something. They had one called Ugly's Chips, Ugly's Mashed Potatoes, something. And it's like, I feel like when you go to Salt and Straw, it's like going to a wine tasting. They don't just say, okay, here's some chocolate chip ice cream. They tell you, sometimes they say how it was made, how a story behind the ingredients. Why did they choose this particular bread for this ice cream? That kind of thing. And the Ugly's potato chip. There's an Ugly's potato chip out there, brand. I didn't know that. And they save thousands of, probably tons of potatoes a year that are just going to be tossed out because they're not aesthetically pleasing for the chip companies and all that, or the potato companies. So they buy up all these ugly potatoes and they make their own chips out of them. So good idea, good cause. And they wanted to jump on board with that cause. And so they incorporated those into their recipe. So that's always a great thing. Go to Salt and Straw. It's kind of a family tradition at this point. If we can get there every month, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that we may have missed?
No, I just thought it was a good stream. And I took over and did the post show. People seem to enjoy that, so we'll continue to do that. This weekend, I don't even know what I'm doing for tomorrow, but tomorrow's Magic Kingdom, so we know we'll end it with the Kiss Goodnight. And then next weekend is Hollywood, right?
Yes, we'll be at Hollywood. We'll be at Hollywood with Steve and Tony and family. So we'll just take what the park gives us. We'll have a good time. We'll watch Fantasmic and just enjoy that with everyone out there. It'll be a lot of fun. And, of course, if there's any new snacks to try, we'll get our teeth on those.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time over there.
Steve and Tony, if when you get in the car to head down there and the trunk feels a little heavier, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Just keep the wheels rolling. Let Lawrence jump in. He'll shut it on the way.
That's right.
Sharon Hecker loves seeing Captain EO in the post show, of course.
Oh, you're welcome.
So when we signed off, we were eating our ice cream and we were watching the post show, and Jacob was like, "What is going on in this show?" he's never seen it, so it looked a little bit strange for him. That's right. I do want to mention the thumbnail has changed. Tomorrow night, my park buddy, we can't call her Park Bro, right? My park buddy on Wednesday nights is joining me for Toledo's. We have never eaten at Toledo's before, Tammy and I, or any of the family. So what we wanted to do is take advantage of some of these restaurants that we have never tried, because tomorrow kicks off Disney's pass holder extravaganza. And part of that is 40% off these restaurants. So the Living in Diz live restaurant reviews for this year continue. We will start the stream from Coronado, and we will do a live restaurant review at Toledo's. It'll be the first time ever Shirley or myself have ever eaten there, so it'll be a whole new experience. I'll give you a little tour around the restaurant. I could be mistaken, but I think there might be a balcony there too. But as I've walked through there before they've opened before, maybe did a little vlogging there or something. But yeah, we'll check out the restaurant completely. And then we're going to jump in Shirley's car, and she's going to take us to Magic Kingdom. We'll enjoy Magic Kingdom for the evening, and we'll sign off from there. So it'll be a little bit different of a Wednesdays. And there'll be a few more Wednesdays. There'll be a few more Wednesdays where we'll start the stream or end up eating somewhere. We have a Hollywood and Vine coming up, I think in June. Maybe the first week in June, we'll be doing a Wednesdays from Hollywood and Vine, because to me, that's just the best buffet on a Disney property. And we'll look to schedule some more. We'll take a look. And speaking about menus, it was the summer solstice menu that we had at Epcot that changed over in Communicore. And it was heirloom tomatoes and fresh mozzarella with shallot vinaigrette, sourdough croutons, pesto, micro basil, and balsamic pearls. That was very tasty. We signed off on that one. I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know what I gave it, but just reading it and remembering it, I'd probably give that, a solid 4. Why not? The grilled beef strip sirloin with tomato risotto and Ben's original international grains, arborio rice, and what is that? Tomato beurre blanc and basil pesto. That was very good too. That was probably at least a 4 out of 5 Mickeys. And the peach cobbler, I thought, was, maybe a 4.5 out of 5 Mickeys with the cinnamon and gelato and streusel topping. That was cinnamon gelato. That was good. That surprised us. That's a 5 out of 5. I think we'll give it a 5 out of 5. I think I might have done that because of that addition. It's nice. Cinnamon gelato. Wow.
I'm distracted looking at your shirt. What's the theme of your shirt?
So I got this shirt from my neighbor down the street. It was free. He bought it, and I guess the size wasn't right for him or something. He goes on Disney cruises a lot. And see if I can turn the camera down a little bit. there's a lot of Mickeys on this one. Oh, I see Minnie as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step back for a second.
Okay. Yeah, I was just distracted by a shirt, so I had to see. So he's got a very cruise-like shirt with a lot of waves, and the reason
It's very soft. What's
the
that?
reason I was distracted is because mine is very beachy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine is beachy too.
Yeah. And I wore that because of Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I was like, this kind of. I'm like, what shirt do I have that might be close to something? And we were on the same wavelength there.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
yeah, I love this shirt. I don't wear it enough. It's very soft. It reminds me of a Roosevelt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one's a
But
soft one also.
I don't think it is though.
Got it. So let's talk about what's coming up on the next future week's shows. Next week, May 20th, which happens to be my dad's birthday. We're going to be talking to Lori Sherman. Her dad was Robert Sherman of the Sherman Brothers. Wrote so many songs in Disney World that we know. Tiki Birds, Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, Now Is the Time, Small World. I mean, Winnie the Pooh. They wrote the Winnie the Pooh song that you hear in the ride. Excuse me, but she was also a cast member for 17 years at Hollywood Steers. So we're going to be talking to her next week. That should be a lot of fun. The following week, we are off for the holiday, because that's Memorial Day week. So we will be off that week. But when we come back, we're going to be talking to John from Fun to Be Free on YouTube. We're going to be talking to him. He does some similar things that we do. So it's probably going to be a lot of shop talk, but it's also going to be fun. He is also a former cast member, so we'll be talking to him. And then the following week is episode 100.
Wow.
100. So we're going to have some fun there. We're going to have some surprises, and I'll be putting together some clips for the 100 show. But the next 3 episodes of the DIZPod are pretty big.
That's awesome. To see the 100, we talk about it, but to actually see it, wow. That gets my chest pounding a little bit more there.
Yeah.
That's wow.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I guess we could mention quick, the Halloween party. Those dates were announced.
Yeah.
And also Food and Wine was announced with their dates as well.
Disney had to be busy this morning announcing all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be doing a Halloween party. Probably on a Wednesdays, which probably says Shirley will be there. I don't know if you're planning on any of those as well.
I got to see. We're going. I got to see. I'm hoping.
Yeah, you're a little busy. You're a little busy doing some other Disney things.
Yeah. But it's been a while since we've done a Halloween party. So, Food and Wine is August 28th through the 22nd.
And we'll be there.
That's been announced. And Not So Scary Halloween party dates are between August 15th and October 31st. So
exciting times. We always love the reveal of the menus and all that. So when that hits, we'll be sure to cover that. It's so much fun to talk about the upcoming festival and the speculation and the concert series and the food and the merch. It is so much fun, with the turnover of these. And I said the other night when we were at Epcot, I'm like, these festivals just all blend together. I can't keep some of the festival favorites separated anymore. You think of a certain dish you love and it's like, oh wait, is it that one? Or is it coming in, for Food and Wine? So it's a good thing though. And it just renews Epcot every so often, every few months.
Right. Gives you a reason to go back, check out new foods, do a different scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Disney Adventure Home is in chat. Hey, we're buying a Verbo in Abu Dhabi. Go back on and watch the show. You'll find out.
Oh, and we're staying on Disney property this weekend. Friday and Saturday night, we will be staying at the Club Wyndham in the Presidential Suite. And we did a vlog on that already, so I'm not going to do it again. But you can watch that vlog, on our channel. That's available. And we do have a walkthrough that is yet to be released. I did a walkthrough of the entire property, which is really nice. So I think Saturday I'll go down, and I might be all by myself because I don't know who else wants to hang around the pool or whatever. But I'm going to go take advantage of the property and hang out by the pool and all that for a little bit and enjoy that. And then we'll head to the park and go live at Hollywood Studios. But should be a good time. And then when we wake up on Sunday, we have brunch scheduled at Disney Springs. So we'll be over there at Homecoming for the. I just say that I know it's brunch, but I'll combine it with breakfast. It's just the best morning eating experience I've ever had in my life. And I think Jacob and Tammy and Jill will sign off on that too. The food for breakfast there is unbelievable. So I think I'll do a vlog on it. And
nice.
So if Steve and Tony want to get in the vlog and tell us what they think about the food, they can, or we can avoid them. Yeah, it's easy to do. But it's just so good over there. So that's our weekend.
Sounds busy. I like it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And I took Monday off. I'm kidnapping Tammy. We're gonna go open some new bank accounts, and because I'm not happy with the ones I'm using. They want to like delete my accounts because I move money too much. So yeah, so stupid. It's so stupid. And I'm talking about moving money like I cash a check, I put it in savings, but then I move it to checking. Or Shirley buys me a snack in the park and I pay her back. They count those. They count all that stuff. So
the savings to checking, I think there's a minimum, and then there's a maximum that you can do, and then they have to charge you. But if that's the case, then that's fine.
So one of our beloved viewers, friends, family member of this channel for years, very dear to our hearts. Mommy Grover is in chat, and she said that Grandma Grover, everybody knows her as Grandma Grover, just broke a bone in her back. So prayers out to her for this, and she is actually in the hospital right now. So please send our best to her, and we love her dearly. And poor lady, she's just going through other health issues, which she and I talked about the other day together, and we just love her to death, and we hope for a speedy recovery. Tell her we love her.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Let's hit up our sponsor before we go. If you're looking for a home that offers the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard, Victor Naraki is a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC, and he is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 15 years of experience in the Disney area home market and a proven track record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? Visit celebratingflorida.com today to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with Victor. Your dream home is just a click away. And if you call Victor, maybe he can get in on it with you to maybe buy some rental property at Abu Dhabi.
There you go.
Yes.
Victor, I'll be calling.
All right. Have we said it all and done it all?
Yes. Looking forward to tomorrow night out at Magic, Saturday at Hollywood, and next Tuesday we'll be finishing up talking to Lori Sherman. Unbelievable.
Oh, I got to finish my kidnap story. So I'm kidnapping Tammy. We're going to do, listen to this. To me, I'm excited about this day. We do a lot of fun stuff. I mean, we take days off. We go to Epic. We go to Disney 2 times a week. So I'm excited for this because we don't do normal people stuff much because I work so much. So when I have time, we do Disney, we do the parks, we do all that stuff. So we're going to do some normal people stuff, and I'm very excited about it. We're going to go to the bank first. We're going to set up some new accounts. Then we're going to whisk ourselves away over to Costco. It's been so long. And, we're going to get some Costco food. And I thought there was something else. Maybe that's it. Costco. And then if I feel like it, I have this summer project where I'm going to tackle every room and just try to start to just dump a lot of stuff. That also includes some Disney stuff, maybe just a little bit. mugs, things like that. I threw some cups away the other day. Like not cups, but the bottles, the metal bottles that I bought over the years.
Yeah.
We got to clear that. We got to clear out that dishwasher. So yeah, we're doing that. And Buffalo Wild Wings, which is in town over there near Costco, they announced $19.99 all you can eat wings and all that stuff. So that could be a good lunch for us too. So
Sharon,
maybe you go there first.
Normal people stuff, yeah. This is what happens when you have a guy who gets to go to Disney twice a week and then has a Disney podcast. So the fun stuff becomes, we're going to go to the bank. We're going to go to Costco after we go to the bank.
Then we'll go to Costco and we're going to eat at Buffalo Wild Wings.
We might get some ice cream.
Maybe nope, there's no salt and straw over there.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's okay. I'm off
says,
tomorrow.
Threw them away. Giveaway. We're going to still give away some stuff.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true, Sharon. I'm guilty.
I'm off tomorrow. I'm not going to the bank, just so you all know.
Not going to the bank?
No.
All right.
No.
Yeah, Corey, they won't have enough wings for you, says Steve and Tony. It's been a long time. Since I've eaten there. Go to Dollar Tree too, says Shirley.
Oh, just living it up.
Oh man. Living it up. Love it. Living the life. Busy, busy, busy. Thank you all for watching us live, everyone. We do it live because we do it for you. And once again, thank you all for listening wherever you do, whether it is Amazon, iHeartRadio, Apple, Amazon. Did I say Amazon already? I'm missing some Spotify, all that good stuff. We appreciate all of you, and to help make this a great podcast. So, all right. I guess for now, we're just a couple of bros talking Disney.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Good night, everyone. We love you so much.
Where the magic's here to stay.